Hi, my name is Shannon Pittman. I'm going to tell you the story of my pregnancy with twins at 37 years old with a 17-year-old daughter. I worked for the American Legion and I had 252 bosses. Legionnaires are quite different from regular people. They've served in wars, they've been in the military, most of them are retired out, and I was in charge of taking care of all of them. My husband left about 3 weeks before I found out I was pregnant. Of course, he was stationed in Iraq, someplace that I couldn't get hold of him, so I had nobody to tell that I was pregnant. We had been trying so hard. Well, I found out. I told my Legionnaires, and they all just went crazy, clamoring over me, not letting me move or pick things up. About 2 months later, we found out I was pregnant with twins. Well, that started the trying to guess if they were boys or girls or one boy and one girl. And they'd put me on the pool table and they'd swing pennies over my belly and they would swing pencils tied to strings. They placed bets. They made a betting pool. When I was 6 months pregnant, I fell out of my office chair and both feet went up over my head and I was stuck in between the safe and the desk. I could not move, and no one was in there but this little tiny old guy about half my size. And I was screaming, "I'm falling and I can't get up." So he comes rushing in. He makes a phone call, and 22 Legionnaires come to get me out of the floor. Well, little time passes further. At 6 months, I lost one of the twins. Not long after, they decided I had aliens in my stomach because I would stand in the middle of the Legion Hall and my children would fight inside my stomach back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So they took bets on whether one was going to kill the other or come out through my belly button. They were all so nervous and so panicked because I did lose my son right at 7 months, and my 17-year-old would come up to the Legion Hall all the time to check on me. The Legionnaires would drive me back and forth to work. I wasn't allowed to do anything, even though my doctor said I was fine. In my 8th month, I started having labor pains, but refused to stay home and be miserable. I was the happiest little pregnant person you've ever seen. They threw me party after party after party. I had 3 house loads worth of baby stuff. Well, I couldn't sleep. I hadn't slept in nearly 2 weeks. My best friend Hope was one of the Legionnaires. She's also a military wife of about 20 years. She and my other best friend Rebecca, who's married to my brother, and our husbands were stationed in Iraq together, decided they'd be in the delivery room with me when Mackenzie finally came. I was left pregnant with a girl. Well, I hadn't slept. I had been so sick to my stomach and still working. Hope takes me to the doctor, to an Army hospital. And I don't know if any of y'all know about Army hospitals, but they are a treat in themselves because most of the employees are Army. All Army hates military because we can yell and we can scream and we can cry, and they have to stand there at attention and just listen. So we take full advantage of it. Well, Hope tells my doctor that either she can get this baby out of me or we're not leaving until they give me something to make me go to sleep so that I can stop being sick and rest. Well, the doctor decides that it's still too early because I'm still a month early. So she gives me a shot, tells Hope to take me home and put me to bed, which she does. We go home. I lay down, go to sleep, and finally I feel so much better. I get up the next morning, I'm rushing around. I got my 17-year-old, got her up, all ready for school, headed to work. We get to the front door, and my water breaks. I called back on the phone. I said, "Becca, come get me. My water's broken." And Megan's panicking. At this point, Megan decides she's going to go in the delivery room also. Never take your 17-year-old daughter into a delivery room, ever. My 17-year-old is 6'1", and Hope is about 4.5 foot tall, and Beck is about 5 foot tall, and I'm right at 6 foot tall. So we're all at the hospital. My water's broken. They tell me I'm only dilated at 1 centimeter, but they need to go ahead and give me that medication and then just go ahead and have the baby. Well, I had a bad reaction to it, started convulsing, and the baby was coming anyway. She was ready to get out. Nothing like her sister. So they're in there holding me down and trying to calm me down. The nurse is telling me, she's going to rip out all your organs and you're going to die. And meanwhile, my phone is ringing off the hook. The Legionnaires are calling me. We don't have beer coasters. We can't find what you did with the bingo sheet. Hope is just getting so mad. She's a 20-year military wife. She finally grabs my phone and she said, if one more of y'all calls up here before this baby is out of her, I'm going to come burn the Legion down. And I'm laughing, in pain, laughing. Becca's got one arm, Hope's got the other arm, and Megan's pacing back and forth in front of me. The doctor comes in and says, well, this baby's coming out no matter how much you're dilated. So Hope starts hollering, oh my God, it looks so angry. Mackenzie starts her little descent into the world. My 6'1" daughter passes out right where the doctor should be to catch the baby. Hope is too little to move her. They have a team of medics coming into the room because they're just sure that Mackenzie's going to be way underweight. The doctor says, you don't have any anesthesia, and I need to cut her. Hope turns around. She grabs my face. She says, do you see this face? She's like the Exorcist. Drop that baby out of her now. Nevertheless, Kenzie comes out. Hope runs off with the baby to make sure they don't touch her. Becca stays with me. We're all fine and good in the military hospital. Told the doctor while he was sewing me up, and they were getting my oldest daughter off the floor. About the time she arises, the placenta comes out, and bam, she hits the floor again. Down she goes. Needless to say, I still have no grandchildren, and she will be 25 next week. They get us all, take us to my room. I told the doctor, I said, look, I need to go smoke a cigarette. I said, I'm in pain. This has been awful. He said, if you leave the baby ward, we'll remove you from the hospital. Okay. You mean I can't have a cigarette after all of that pain? No. So Hope goes to the store. She buys me a whole bunch of rolls of paper towel. And we take all the paper towels off the rolls, stuff them full of Clean Free, and go in the bathroom, and Becca is hanging Clean Free all over my room. The little bounce dryer sheets. Go in the bathroom and smoke a cigarette. Blow it through that pipe that we made out of Clean Free and paper towel rolls. The nurse comes in a few minutes later and she goes, wow, your room smells so fresh. Well, we ended up having to do that for a week because they kept Kenzie and I in the hospital for a week. She was perfectly fine. They just wanted to take every precaution. Went back to work the day after. My Legionnaires absolutely love my daughter, and that's the story of my twins. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and thank you for your time.